So I'm Dan.
I'm Dan.
We are
Together, we form this powerhouse, this dynamo.
the podcasting powerhouse known as the Unpanders.
Pander.
We don't
That's us,
pander,
folks.
We don't
If you're
pander.
listening, you're probably an unper. We love our umpers.
Up to
Not
date.
uppers.
Yeah. Umpers.
Unpers.
Unpers.
What we do here, I thought of a way to summarize it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's like you're on a date or you're on a job interview, somewhere where you're real nervous. It's your first time, and it's a hot day. Oh my God, it's like 98. But because it's a job interview or a date, you're dressed a little bit. You're overdressed, and you can just feel sweat pooling down your back.
You're wearing the sport
down
coat.
your spine. Oh,
You really want
that
that
sweat's
job.
going right in your butt crack. And you're like, whoo!
You say that in the middle of the interview?
You go, whoo! He's like,
That's a
did
hot
you
one.
just say that because sweat pooled in your butt crack? I did, sir. Another one of my strengths. Moving on. Just segue with it.
Can I borrow your ice cube? Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Right out of the glass.
From your drink.
Yeah.
And you give it back to him.
Bloop.
So much. I'll drink to that. We are a 21 and older podcast. Anything we say, think of, talk about, pretend to talk about, almost reference, cannot be used against us in court of law.
Yeah. Whatever we may imply or you may infer, it does not reflect upon our own opinions. It's merely
No
the projections
burn, no
of your
harm.
own mind.
Whew. That's us, folks.
Yeah,
We're here.
in a nutshell. You want to talk about to start off with so we've been adjusting our sound levels, trying to figure things out.
Several times.
And Nick came along and found something called Harvard sentences, which are almost like tongue twisters.
Just like it, but a little different.
Yeah.
Well, would you like to read one? A really good one?
Yeah. It's like phonetically balanced sentences. So open the crate, but don't break the glass.
Saying that, for reference, people at home, you can actually use these sentences. They're often used to test microphones and settings and sound equipment, because I guess in such a short sentence, you can run the gamut of human sounds. Is that the best way to put it? Inflections, syllables, long vowels, short vowels, everything. It's right there in these short sentences. Hit me with another one.
I don't even understand what it means. Like phonetically balanced uses specific phenomes. I guess
It's because like you use like long. I said like 8 times in a sentence about language. Use long A's and diphthongs and different sounds with your tongue, your mouth, your lips, your teeth.
So it uses all the different muscles in your face, kind of.
Correct.
And then the
probably
mouth
different
area.
inflections too.
Huh.
And different combinations therein. All in the shortest amount of words.
Yeah. The hog
another
crawled under the high fence. I guess that uses different parts of your mouth. So it's not really. It's the opposite of a tongue twister if you really think about it.
It's a tongue relaxer.
It's a different
Relax them
activity.
tongues,
It's a
folks.
different activity.
Relax them tongues.
Move the vat over that hot fire.
Ooh, I like that one. What about the one with friends and rob you?
Oh, thieves who rob friends deserve jail.
That's
That's
where
true.
we stand.
Yeah.
Thieves that rob friends do deserve jail. So
That's a good warm up. And we're going to get our sound levels perfect if we could just speak the words.
So, what's going on in your life, Dan? Break it down for me.
So that
Make me feel it.
should I start this? I'll start off with that because it's a mental block. It is a mental block. So I'll rewind a few days. So last week we got some furniture, my wife and I put it together in the free time that I had, which is very little, and beautiful. 3 pieces
Allen
of furniture.
wrench furniture?
Yeah. It's similar to a brand that everyone knows, but I can't say because we're not.
Swedish.
It's similar to that. It's not that
Right,
because
similar to
it's
that
cheap.
brand.
It's slightly cheaper than that.
We can say it. We can shit on their products, I think.
It's a value brand. And I put that together. So then on Sunday, which is like yesterday, we went out to a local place to eat, and I noticed that her flat tire symbol was on, which it happens every now and then. She's gotten fixed before. And yeah, we also stopped at the grocery store, came back, and I unloaded all the groceries, and then she said, "Oh, I'm going to pull my car in." So right then and there, she knows the indicator's on. I told her. I go inside, she pulls the car in. It's her responsibility, it's her car. Most of the time.
Okay.
I usually do it to be kind. If it's me pulling the car in, I go, I'll take care of this right now. Which I thought maybe she would do. Mm-hmm. So, fast forward to this morning, and... yeah. So, it's just... So I wake up, and she's already pissed off because she's dealing with my son. She takes him in the morning, and sometimes he has a fussy morning, and he doesn't want to eat anything but the one thing that he loves, and we're out of it. So she has to deal with him for probably about 45 minutes. So she's a little frustrated. I come out. I seem well rested because I stay up late and then sleep. I sleep probably like 7 hours a night, which is decent, or less, which is not so decent. So she's already pissed off. And then she goes out to get in her car, and she sees the indicator lights on, and she just, like, blows up. She says, like, I have to take care of it. Like what if it was your car? Like, she's, like, making all these references that don't make very much sense. Like, yeah, I would take care of it if it was my car. Even if it's your car, like, I would take care of it. I do most of the stuff around here that's mechanical, electrical, physical. I'll do all three of those things pretty much regularly.
Preface it with a couple physical things you did. I noticed.
I did. Yeah, I did. See that?
So I did notice, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You set it up. We call that setting up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Put the punching bag where we're going to put it, and then we're going to hit it. Over and over and over.
So she's just been pissy all day. She's been pissed.
She's like, good.
Yeah, well, she stomped out. She stomped out, and then she forgot something. Came back. She had to fill a milk bottle, and she spilled it over, like, all over herself.
That happens. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I was just like...
Did she look at you? Like it was almost your fault?
She did not look at me. She was right next to me as I was pulling my Eggos out of the fridge, and she was just zoned out. So
it's gone.
She's still pissed. She wants me to probably apologize for something that's not my fault, which is how it kind of... I guess it's how it kind of feels in the marriage normally.
That sounds like a relationship.
Yeah.
I noticed you set up this man-woman dichotomy I wanted to get into.
Uh-huh.
Are men always in charge of car stuff and physical labor? And women are always in charge of signing the kid up for daycare at the right time and figuring out when you're supposed to meet so-and-so's parents and writing down the schedule more or less? I don't know.
That sounds kind of sexist. It's our word of the day, sexist. Oh.
We put the sexy in sexist. Hey, gang.
I guess it's the way it was supposed to. I mean, the way it was naturally. I can't say that without being sexist.
The way it occurred.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Did occur.
And it did.
It should have.
It should have. It naturally evolved, I would say, if you believe in evolution. Yeah. Hit on another point.
All the unpanders who don't believe in evolution, skip fast forward about a minute from now and you'll be good.
You'll find the flat earth discussion and you can skip past that one again, and then you can skip past the next one.
Just skip most of the podcast.
No, but I was thinking about how so this is a little separate. This is this is me divulging. Well, I divulged. I'm going to diverge here. So women take care of like everything in the home, usually, like homemakers. That's the standard thought, and it stems back to us.
Are they better at laundry than men?
I'd say it's about equal in today's age.
Interesting.
But
on 1 second, I want you to tell the audience a new CD, a new movie you got into, or video game, something very media friendly. I'll be right back. I'll show you all something.
Oh, he's gonna bring down a laundry basket. He has it behind him. Oh, I wonder if his laundry is almost done. I did not expect him to leave me hanging right there. I had something I was going to unload. Other than laundry. I wonder if you can hear the beep. It's a terrible way to start. I wonder if he's got... He was crying when he started this podcast. We had to restart because his tears were just filling up his eyes. Okay, he's back.
Well,
His eyes are a little bit red.
What I was going to say is, it's interesting you bring that up because I'm doing laundry for the house.
Do you do her laundry?
Oh, I'm really doing laundry. That's why I thought this was a great time. In fact, there was probably 5 minutes left on the dryer, but if I waited, it wouldn't have the impact. So
yeah, and it's probably nice and hot, and it makes sure you don't have wrinkles.
It folds perfectly.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah, folks, you know what that is?
The QB.
Yeah, but do you know the symbol?
Wawa.
Yeah, isn't that kind of cool? I thought it was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's not technically a name brand. I mean, it is, but it's not on here, so it's...
Yeah, I think it's legal.
Exactly. It's breaking copyright without breaking copyright. So, what did you go with, by the way?
Oh, I was going in a direction. Going in a direction here. So,
okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Men were gatherers, hunter-gatherers, and then women were the homemakers, right?
Oh my god.
What? That's almost like a puma symbol. That's deer.
But anyway, yeah, they were. That's literally how it evolves.
Yeah.
Men were stronger. Let's say. Let's just say it. I
Sometimes.
believe they are.
I
believe they are. Oftentimes, in general.
But I was thinking.
Main topic later, but yeah. Go.
But I was thinking, why aren't women more in charge of like building furniture? Like, wouldn't they be like making things for the home too? Like, where does the line get drawn?
That's a good question, but. I almost think, I guess there is no line. It's just arbitrary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my girlfriend makes more money than me, so I do more homelier things oftentimes.
Oh, you're the homemaker.
Not all the way. Like, she still has to cook, because when I cook, it's, like, not that good.
Is she quietly bitter because of that?
Because of that?
Just in general?
More the part in question. Yeah. Yeah, so... Haters gonna hate. Oh, I'm not sure. But no, I guess. Do you think people end up doing in the house dichotomy where a man and a woman, you're living with someone? Do you end up doing the jobs you're best at?
You try to do the jobs you want to do, regardless of how good you are.
True, but then what do you settle on? Like, kind of what you're best at? Like. They wouldn't be good at trash and recycling. Are you kidding me? They have no clue what they're doing. They don't break down cardboard. They're afraid to get dirty. Like, I'm
fixing the Wi-Fi.
Garbage. Yeah, like if you imagine if they tried that, it's like. And now that would be different in other households. I'm not saying that no women can do these things. I'm just saying in our households. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it always. You kind of have to like. Find the things that you want them to do and just slowly neglect doing those things over a long period of time.
So that now there's what's that preface? The guys who are technically can do laundry just as well as anyone else, they feign like they don't know what they're doing and they do a bad job a couple times.
Uh-huh.
And the woman says, no, you're doing it all wrong. Get out of the way. I'll do it.
Shrink her shirt once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
cashmere? I thought that was ironable. Shit.
I thought that was throwing the dryer on super hot.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I mean, and then you screw up once and boom. Maybe you're off the hook forever.
Yeah. You're deemed completely inept from one moment in time forever.
Interesting.
I feel better, though. She didn't want to talk to me tonight. She was trying to ignore me.
You ignored harder, though, didn't you? Yeah, my man.
I wouldn't call it ignoring. I just existed peacefully in my own serene bubble.
See, we're turning this episode into man and woman. We're not getting into it.
We're not really gonna get into it.
Saving that for an episode where we keep it private and don't let anyone find it. Now, my smirk for the week, because I think we don't have a episode that posted. Philadelphia Eagles, folks, they finally did it. They won the Super Bowl. Woo. Many parties were had.
Are you?
I'm actually sick of partying. I'm done.
You're tired of it?
It's exhausting. You gotta drink. You gotta celebrate. You gotta party. Went to the parade with my 3-year-old. Ugh. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I know I already mentioned it on that other podcast, which probably won't air, but
Yeah.
too many people. And as I grow older, I don't know. Maybe I'm softening up.
The bonus is that it's cold out there, right?
Yeah.
I went
29.
I went to a Live 8 concert back
Wait,
in
Philadelphia?
yeah.
Wait, I thought that was like 89. So you were more than like 5 or 6
No,
or 7.
no, that was when I was 20. There's one when I was 20.
Okay, maybe there was a redo in the sure.
Yeah, no, it was terrible. There were so many people, and it was midsummer, and everyone was sweaty, and people didn't have shirts on, so it was like you'd slide through the crowd and just
slippery.
Ugh.
Now you were 20. Did you go with relatives or anything?
I went with a young female named Kelly.
Oh dang, dude, you could have had a blast. I thought, but nah, it was just too much.
Yeah, but we stayed up the night before with friends. Doing stupid stuff that just made us tired.
That's the way kids go.
It's exhausting, that partying. Man.
It is. It truly is, folks. Now that we're adults, I like to do things a little more.
You're being very selective with your laundry. I'm not seeing any sensitive items. Somehow you have all the creative custom, not custom, but...
I was stretching the truth. Really, I just do my own laundry. But I mean, at least I don't make
her wait for the dryer. Is that what you're?
No. I'm the only one who did laundry tonight. Just a happy coincidence. So no, I don't really do laundry for the house. I wanted to sound altruistic for a while, which will bring me to my word of the day. Ulterior.
Like ulterior motives?
Interesting you say that. Is there any other word that's attached to ulterior? Can you even say ulterior with another word? I can't think of one. I'll use another one. How about this one? Vulcanized.
Like vulcanized rubber?
Can you say that about any other item?
You can do it to other materials, apparently. I'm not sure what it means.
I couldn't find it.
What is vulcanization? Is like what? You heat it to a certain temperature?
I guess, and then it freezes back to a solid or something. Super solid. I don't know,
folks. Heat it with sulfur and equivalent curatives or accelerators. So you can do it with any type of rubber.
So it's just vulcanized rubber.
Or polymer. So I think we did that for a piece of something that went into space. We made it. We vulcanized it before we sent it up there.
Okay, that makes sense.
But it's like a material no one ever hears of unless they're working with it.
Fair enough.
Everyone's like, yeah, that material. Oh, we're smart. We know what you're talking about.
And I started looking up words that are only followed by one other word, but I couldn't find a proper way to word that, oddly enough.
Huh. And if I Google search ulterior meaning, ulterior synonym, ulterior epicure? No, that's
really?
Never mind. Bleep that out. That's someone else's blog. Damn.
Bullcrap.
Yeah.
Ooh,
no meaning.
Accidentally putting our blogs on here. Not only on panders, sir.
Good thing I think I said that wrong. Thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
My word was mandible. It's actually like your jaw. Yeah. But ants have mandibles. That's exactly why I brought it up. Because I was like, nah, I didn't want to really bring it up until I read the sentence. It's talking about the jaw or a bird's beak, but they called it either half of the crushing organ in an arthropod's mouth parts. His mouth parts, yeah.
You're reading an erotic novel, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And then they had like close-up pictures of like ant mouths, and I was like freaked out. Like, it's the first, like, I don't like spiders, and this is probably the reason why I don't like spiders. It's like the weird mouthy bits. Oh, you froze. Are you back? You're frozen. Oh, you okay there?
Yeah, I'm here. You just froze for a second.
Are you sure? I think that might have been me.
Okay, that's fair. Because spiders have crushing mandibles?
I don't know. Something about their mouths are different than like any other animal. You think about it.
So is their eyes, though. So is a lot of parts of the spider. I'm not a big spider fan. Something about them just...
They might be out of this world. Alien.
Do you think there's any... How crazy would that be if there was a species on Earth that was alien in origin?
Someone said it was
What animal?
mushrooms. Mushrooms.
I think I've heard that before, which makes sense because they don't fall into the plant category.
Yeah, and they can survive in space, and they have a different like structure for the way they store energy.
How do they survive in space?
Like they can become inert. They can be a little like spores.
Oh, interesting.
They could land on a meteorite as a spore and then spread.
Right, and then through space and time. Interesting.
We have aliens all around us. We just don't know.
How boring. I'm a fun guy. What can I say? Someone had to say it. Ooh, how about a scenario for you? This is a real one.
You got going?
Yeah. So, my friend's friend
French friend.
was dating a girl for like 5 years, and she was like super flirty.
Mm-hmm. With everybody.
Yeah, everybody. She's attractive girl, flirty.
Blonde.
My other friend, her boyfriend doesn't use Instagram. Whatever.
Okay.
This is important. So a friend of the couple was looking on Instagram one day and was like, she posts like pretty much practically like nude pictures of herself and like gets lots of likes and lots of guys comment on her stuff.
What's her Instagram? You have examples. Do you have
No,
examples?
I
You
don't
can't
have
show
any.
any.
This is a story from the past, so it actually didn't turn out. But he was like, I'm best friends with the dude. I see his girl. He has no clue what Instagram is, and she's like posing like mostly nude, provocative pictures, like all over the place, letting it hang out, like talking to guys in the mentions, but not like anything damning. Like, meet me at 5 p.m. We're gonna bang. Like nothing like that.
Yeah, nothing like that.
But his thing was like he didn't even want to show them to his friend. He's like, "What do I do? What would you do?"
Do you want like a chronological order or?
Does one involve like 8 minutes and a box of tissue? What a friend!
I would show you immediately. I guess if the friend's not like if it's a coworker or something, I'm like. Probably not.
So you let that ride? You're just like, he's like, me and the missus are going on date night again, and he says it's gonna be swell, and you're like, holy shit! Like, I've seen her. In some pictures, pal.
I mean, if he wants to believe that he has an imaginary wife, I mean, that's fine. Everyone has their own little paradise.
Their thing, their life. They live. I guess so.
Mm-hmm. I've got one for you.
Go ahead. Bring me a scenario. Bring me a good one. I'm almost done laundry, so I have nothing to distract me anymore.
It's very concise. So you have a superpower that allows you to form a bubble of serenity. You feel perfectly happy in it, and nothing can come in your bubble, and you're safe and secure.
This sounds like my new headphones.
Oh.
And there is one person that ruins them all the time.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So if your wife or girlfriend is screaming at you, do you use the serenity bubble?
Can they see it?
They can definitely see it, and they can see how much you enjoy being in it.
They can't get you out of it though, right?
No,
they can wait you out, but
they
can't
can wait you
out, right?
Yep.
You really push it.
You'd be sitting in that serenity bubble feeling great, but she would remember that forever.
So I know. So I got these really nice new headphones. I probably promoted them somewhere.
Yeah.
They're noise canceling. I've downloaded FLAC files to my phone, and I can like transfer stuff in aptX HD, and it sounds so beautiful. And sometimes I'll be sitting there like this, like really getting into it, and my kid's in bed, so technically I figure in my head my responsibilities are over, and I can see someone over in the corner of the room like motioning to me, and I try and ignore it, and it's like, what? Do you want me to throw something out for you? Do you want me to go check on something that doesn't need to be checked on?
Sitting there.
Yeah, and it's this choice I have to make. Where, like in the middle of a song, I'm like, I know, but one time it led to an altercation. I hate your headphones. I'm gonna throw them in the trash one day. Hey, you won't. One of those standoffs.
Now you got to keep your headphones with you forever.
So now I keep them. Take a picture of where they were before I leave the room. Like normal stuff. So that's it.
Do you think if there was an app that women could file everything that they need their husband to do in their grievances, do you think they'd use it? I don't think they would use it.
No, because they think of them on the fly.
They have to do them immediately. It's imperative that it happens right now.
Right. It's not like a list that you can get to at your leisure. It has nothing to do with your leisure. In fact, it's the opposite.
I'm going to vacuum right in front of this game. Forever.
I could feel it. Quick shout out. I found a new CD. I want to give them. Let the people know. I'm really digging it. It's a 3-piece jazz group. They're instrumental, but it's not like avant-garde jazz. We're like.
Yeah, it's flute.
It's very real deep, fairly mellow, but upbeat at the same time. Here, not mellow is the wrong word. Tonal, as opposed to atonal. Like it sounds real nice. Like it sounds good. It resolves. It's good notes. It's not like supposed to blow your mind and be fast and weird or something.
I don't know what atonal means.
Atonal is when people purposely play like notes that kind of sound bad.
You're talking about like
Mahi Vishnu Orchestra, or like the Mars Volta does it a lot. You know them.
They're jarring, yeah. At certain times, there's a dissonance there.
Yes, exactly. But the name of this group is Go-Go Penguin.
Go-Go Penguin. I'll have to write it down.
They just released their new CD, A Humdrum Star, and you can listen to the whole CD like straight through. It feels pretty cool. It's like background music, like if you're studying or doing something or chores around the house or something. It's good.
Nice.
I'm giving them a plug. I was listening to my fancy headphones, being like, "It's nice.
That's good.
Feels good to get away for a little bit, you know."
I'd like to clarify something from last time. I said that a scrod is haddock, but a scrod is actually young cod. Yeah, I was very confused, and
I would have said something right away, but I thought, well, I'll wait till you correct it.
Yeah, I didn't want to piss off anybody. It's always I didn't want to have to avoid any wayward seamen.
Well, I just did laundry. I got rid of a lot of
that. Is it water soluble?
I hope.
I'm checking out your laundry. There's a white mark on your what's that? A sock? Is there a sock right there? Blue sock? Down lower. Oh, that's inspect. That's too new.
Yeah, no one would use that sock for that purpose.
Yeah. But I didn't know that scrod can actually. Someone caught one that was 93 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
That's a big scrod held by a big, massive man.
It is. Which, interesting you bring up something so vicious, something so powerful, something so visceral. What I think is next is everyone's favorite part of the podcast.
Yes.
People be screaming on the streets.
Tearing their eyes out. Oh, man.
Ah, that was awesome.
Yep. Andy Weir
ripping the flesh.
Event Horizon.
Pulling it out. Scraping their neck till they're bleeding everywhere. Ripping apart each other's limbs.
The audio is so good, you don't need any other senses.
And they're just screaming...
Celebrity Challenge!
Celebrity
Challenge. Oh.
Folks, it's time. I gotta go one.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Clear your throats.
Clearing it up, guys. Hey, Kevin Sorbo.
Oh,
and hold on.
Hercules.
Lucy Lawless.
Huh.
Xena, warrior princess.
Interesting.
Let's go head to head and find out who really has it in a little something we here in the States call jello punching. You make a big mold of jello, make several. It depends on how strong they look when they come into the studio. And I want them to punch it as hard as they can. We'll do like super slow-mo cameras, and whoever bangs up the most jello wins.
You talk about like most vibration caused.
Oh, I'm talking about jello flying
Hole
off
punches.
from the hits. Yeah.
Ah.
Should be able to kick, too. I feel like Xena could kick pretty well.
Yeah, does she get to use her little
No, the circle thing?
yeah.
No, that's dangerous. That's an unfair advantage. So, Kevin Sorbo and Lucy Lawless, I know you guys are big into charity. So are Nick and Dan here at the Unpanders. We will
$1
match you
for
up
every
to
ounce of jello.
$1 for every ounce of jello.
Yeah. Those are fluid
400
ounces.
pounds of jello punched by these celebrities. Just doing it for the kids. Dan crying, opening his wallet. That'd be $40.
Oh.
16, that'd be a lot.
I'm talking about the difference of the amount of jello. Whoever does more will take the difference of the lesser.
Yes. All right.
I do like that
now
challenge. It's very
It's pretty cool.
very
It'd be
visual.
awesome to see in slow mo.
You're gonna
They can
need
pick
your
the color
eyes
and
for that.
everything.
The sound of the jello. We'll just record the sound of that jello hitting the floor. Let the jello hit the floor.
Good. I like it.
Yeah, that's very nice. Very nice.
Which leads us almost to our next one. Hercules, Xena, what do they have in common? The Olympics.
Greece. I don't have that note. There's nothing in my notes about that one.
Well, they watch the Olympics.
I'm sure they did, or do, or are watching, because they're happening right now. The Winter Olympics.
Really? Where at?
At PyeongChang.
Pretty good.
PyeongChang.
Do you have when the Olympics started?
Originally? There was like 873 BC, I'm going to say.
Ooh, dang. I had almost 900 BC. But
yeah, I think so. I think it's right.
Good.
Damn photographic memory for one number. All my life. I just wasted it. I can't remember my only
one part of one podcast somewhere that may or may not be forgotten. This could be the good one though.
Could change our lives, yeah.
It could.
Good thing. 873 BC.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
I read that they did just to kind of like practice warfare. They're just pretty much
training.
They call them games, yeah, but they're pretty much training for war, I would say, because they had like chariots and horses, and they'd throw spears at like a pole. They had sweeter Summer Olympics than we do now. It's like, oh shit.
Think about it.
Like gladiators,
It was wrestling.
essentially.
Wrestling was one of the originals, right?
But they would do it naked and sweaty and oily. Kind of like
Yeah,
a
it's the
Live
only
8 in Philadelphia.
I guess so.
Except,
That.
anyway.
Do you think we would go by the records, but athletes tend to get better every year at all these events?
That's the weird thing that I'm watching now, since we're right at the cusp of not being Olympic athletes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Everyone who's like 30 something is like,
Yeah.
oh, he's in the twilight years.
This
of
is
his
the
Olympic
last.
career.
Yeah.
This is his last
shot.
gasp, his breath before he dies. You're like, okay, let the man Olympic for a minute.
Ease off
Good
of it.
Lord.
There are certain sports that you can last a while. I was just watching the women's. Oh my god. I can't.
Shouldn't it?
Yeah, the half pipe. Yeah, it was a half pipe.
Freestyle or
Is
you
there?
get points for flips and stuff like that? Or
Yeah,
no?
yeah. Freestyle. So you go back and forth of the pipe, and they do little flips,
pipe.
1080s and whatnot.
Right.
There's one that's her name. I think her name is Kelly Clark.
I don't
She's
actually know the women. I was watching the dudes the other day.
well, she's 34 and still doing it.
That's pretty old.
Yeah, that's exactly. She came in fourth, so it was like she's in pretty.
She didn't medal.
No, that's because she's past her prime, but just like us. But you're looking at it, you gotta say, for certain sports, like the prime age is like, some of them like gymnastics, like the Summer Olympics, it's like 16.
14, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like before you even know what you're really doing in life, and like you have to hit it. You have to be born in a certain year for you to be like really competitive at it. I think you could miss your window. Like if you were like 14 or like 13, you might be
right,
too
you're
young.
right, because it's every 4 years for your
Yeah.
sport, right? Because summer to winter, right, doesn't transcribe.
And then next time you could be like in a growth spurt, you'd be too large, too whatever, too
Right,
awkward.
so not necessarily born a certain year, you have to grow a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Like most of the ones that are competing are like 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds.
How about the swimmers, like Phelps and all them? What was their... Was he an
Phelps?
outlier 2 years ago when he got all his golds again? I feel like
So
he
that was
was.
2 years ago. Phelps is the same age as we are.
Is
'Cause
he?
he went to high school with my wife, actually. Yeah.
There we go. Claim to fame. It's called a humble brag, folks. He's trying to be
friend
famous.
of a friend.
Friend of a friend.
It's almost like I had the most gold medals in history.
It's almost like it, isn't
Yeah, I could just feel those gold medals. I was gonna buy some off eBay and bring them into work, make people believe, and then say, "If I can do it, you can too," and then see if that motivates them at all.
Did you make up like a meter dash, like a 40-meter dash, or like 390?
A half a meter dash.
It's just everyone waiting at the starting line. Whoever has the best reflexes wins.
Yeah.
You do it, right? Super slow-mo camera, right?
Whoever has the most reaction time. They don't even. Do they have an Olympic sport that's just pure
No.
reaction time?
Half a meter dash.
Wow.
You just created the best event. I would watch that. Like people train their whole lives. It's like they're stretching and doing all these moves. And it's like, Daddy, what do you do? And he's like, shh, I'm getting ready. And then like there's the guy with the gun and they're just standing there and everyone's on the block just waiting. And it's like, "Deh," and they just take 2 steps and they're like, oh! People are going insane.
You're
They're
celebrating before you cross the finish line?
No, someone grabs the guy next to him. Who's like, "We just witnessed history. Did you see that? Did you see that? Oh my god!"
Oh,
They go to the super slow mo, and it's like someone just barely pulled ahead with their shin or something. My god, these athletes are incredible. He trained for 4 years with Sensei so and so. That's it.
I could definitely see it. There's definitely markets that are not. They're not. They should be part of the Olympic Games, or like gaming and reaction speed and all that stuff. But you can't. I don't know if you can capture it into like a single moment. You know?
Event.
Yeah.
Like what you're saying is like there's different reaction speeds for different things and different.
Mm-hmm. Plus, you can't. I don't know if NBC would really support it because they wouldn't. They'd report on all like the gamers and have all the wrong facts and then talk about something stupid.
Did he beat Earthworm Jim in under an hour? It's like, thanks, I guess. I mean, well, so what? He cheated or something? I don't know.
I think it's Johnny Mosley who's doing the announcing in the half pipe, and he's, all the moves. I don't know anything about snowboarding, but all the moves are pretty much spins and like flips, right?
They're all
and holding on to
90-some% of them, like almost all of them. There might be like 2 or 3 moves that are skateboard moves.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then your degree of rotation, which because of their height and mu or force of friction, they they reach higher heights and everything, so they can get more rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone did a 16 something, and I was like, that's a lot of turns. 14
dudes, man.
1440 is that the number?
That's crazy. Well, I can't even. Yeah, that's got to be right.
It could be, but then the one after that is the one the guy was attempting, and I think he just didn't land it, and he crashed.
A half spin or a full spin after that?
Half.
So that's what, 180 time plus 1440?
Do it on the goddamn podcast. I've been drinking.
Yeah, that's difficult to do.
It's over 1,000, folks. Right?
Yeah, you heard it here first. Over 1,000.
My guy will go over 1,000. So here's a real question about the Olympics for you.
Sure.
Do they suck?
I enjoy watching them.
Do you?
And,
I don't. I think they suck.
Well, I like them because there's an aspect of it, like grace or power or agility or something, and they're kind of good. The way that NBC presents them, it's awful. It's really like America rocks, and how do we rock more?
Now, interesting that you said that next. Do you think Olympics was greater in, let's say, 96? Where was it in Atlanta?
Was it Atlanta?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Why do you pick that? An earlier time when you were younger, or?
I remember my buddy Hank was really into the Olympics, and he was one of my best friends at the time. I was in grade school, so.
It's Atlanta.
Was it 96?
Yep.
Good guess. But he was very into, like, he wore face paint, American face paint.
Huh.
Like, he had a sticker for the American flag. Everyone in the family was wearing, like, red, white, and blue shirts.
Huh.
And they all watched it as a family, and I thought, that's cool. And, like, my parents weren't into it, but they were like, it was on TV, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like more people were talking about it, and it was like, you were proud of it. You were like, yeah, did you hear we have 18 gold this year? Germany's got 2. And I think Germany was the bad guy in 96. Don't ask me how I think that way or whatever. Maybe because I was learning about,
Did you check the all-time golds, silvers, all-time medals?
Is it winter? It's Norway, isn't it?
It probably is, but like overall.
It is. No, I have no idea. The U.S. by a lot.
U.S. by almost double. I think the next.
I know
next
we're
country
really good
is
at it.
Germany, I think.
It's interesting.
And Russia. I think they're both up there.
Well, here's what I'm asking. Back in '96, like, it was here. People loved it. I feel like I really rooted for people, and whether that's because I was young or not. Now I'm like, who cares?
I feel that too,
and I think that we're jaded and older, right?
Yeah, and we can no longer compete. There's no way you could think that you were gonna make it into something. You're not gonna become something,
right? Because you did have dreams back then and hope and a future. I also wonder though,
because it costs a lot.
There's this nationalism spin that I can't get over. I feel like we as a people are less nationalistic now.
Huh?
Is that true? Think about it. I'm not gung-ho American. There are still people who are very American flag profile. I love the troops. Like I pray to the troops. I pray for the troops. I pray with the troops.
I think the problem is that you envision someone who's like a soldier, and like they're perfectly a soldier in your mind when you're 16, when you're young. And then you get older and your neighbor's a soldier, the guy you work with was a soldier, and like those guys are imperfect. Like, people are imperfect. Even these athletes that are winning golds, they're not perfect people. Like, it's
right. Except Ryan Lochte, less a record show guy.
I'm sorry? Ryan Lochte? You're talking about the other guy, right? Phelps? He's actually
perfect person.
Not going to talk about him. Not going to talk about him. But yeah, these people are imperfect, so it's like all of a sudden it's like your vision of everything in the past is now skewed because you realize that they're just people. So.
It could be, but I also feel like we hate our own country a little more now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that too. Is that
presidential thing a little bit?
Maybe. I don't know.
Not a lot, but like a little there. I don't know.
It becomes
I don't want to get too deep into it. I know.
Scarred and marred because it's all. There's no pure angle. You can't just walk straight and get to your solution. In general.
Also interesting. I was watching ice skating last night.
Figure skating.
Yes,
speed
correct.
skating.
No, figure. Nice, beautiful Asian American girl was doing her move, and I was looking at her thigh, and I was like, she has a tattoo on her thigh.
Really?
She did. It was like in her inner thigh. So like when she's doing her slow spin, I was like staring at it, like what?
American one?
So hold on. So she's definitely Asian descent. I'm not sure which nationality. And I was saying, it was a good clean landing. Like I can tell a clean landing. I can kind of tell what a lutz is versus an axel versus no, I don't know much. Did you find her?
Is this the USA tattoo?
Yeah. And hold on. So I'm looking at this tattoo, and I'm like,
is this part of her?
I'm booing her
outfit?
because I figure, you see her?
Where's the A go? It was in her crotch?
Jesus, this guy, he's always going to the crotch.
Maybe it goes to her A.
So I'm rooting against this woman, not because I know her or anything, because I'm patriotic for America, and I figure she's scoring points for a different country, and I'm staring, and I'm like, I think that says USA. And Michelle next to me, she goes, yeah, look on the top left of the screen. It says USA. They're keeping score. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, I didn't know she was, oh, well, go, go. And I was like, I started rooting for her. But, like,
she's branded.
it's a pretty cool brand. It really catches the eye, if you catch my saying.
It's a weird positioning because you can't see the whole USA.
You can if she's doing one of those slow turns with her leg in the air. Let me tell you that.
She did break a historical record or something, right, for the USA team. They never landed a triple Lutz.
Oh, possibly. She did, no, triple axel.
Triple axel. I don't know what a Lutz is.
She did it the other night, last night, 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
I saw it live, and I was like, oh, she landed that clean. Good job. But I had no clue it was the first. I had no clue.
The announcer's flipping shit, and he's like, oh, my God. and you're like, oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
That was good.
Yeah. Golf clap.
But it's just weird, like, again, where do we draw the lines as to who's us, who's not us? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was rooting against her almost, like hoping she fell. And then I found out she was USA, and I was like, oh, don't fall. Win gold.
They also crossed the lines. So it's like, okay, what the heck is this? Stupid.
Baby back ribs?
They always do the baby back ribs song, but it was something else. It was to check out her tattoo. That's
check
the
out
ad.
her tattoo.
Check out the USA.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But it blurs the lines. There's these people that are like playing for these other countries because they couldn't get it in their own country. And it's like he's Korean American, but he's playing for the Olympic Association of Russia.
So what is the deal with Russia?
They were caught doping like most of their athletes, so they're not allowed to use their flag, but they're allowed to still play in the games as the Olympic Committee. So they don't get medals attributed to their country; they get their own medals attributed to the Olympic Council.
So a year later, they win a gold, let's say. They live in Russia still. They still play for Russia.
Yep.
Whatever. 2-4 years down the road, they're back for Russia. Do they say previous gold medal winner, so and so from Russia?
Do they refer back to that person as a gold medalist from Russia?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have to. I mean, what are you gonna say? Well, she won gold here, Jim, when she was in the ethers. Now that she's back, she's in Russia. She's a new person. She's never won gold, but we have a feeling she knows how to win gold. Let's go today. And
I feel like they cut to like an older person who can't quite remember, and they're like, one of them golds from, and then it just like cuts back to normal announcing.
Well, it's a little bit like the you remember Joe Paterno? The whole thing came out
where he silenced. You're talking about the thing with the other guy that was really creepy.
Yes, yeah. So, he turned a blind eye on a bunch of sexual abuse in his camp. And after he died, they posthumously removed his record of having the most wins in college football ever by a coach. They were like, it doesn't count. We're taking the award. And I was like,
why?
Well, here's my question. So who has it now? The guy who had 400 less, whatever it is.
He's already dead too, right?
I don't know if he was, but like, what's the point? He really doesn't have the most wins in college. Here, Joe Paterno award remanded. Is that the right word?
Coach. That's John Gallardi.
So they give it to John Gallardi, right?
No, John Gallardi is number 1. Joe Paterno is number 2. Did they take away the wins which he had, that assistant coach? Subtract out the wins.
That's such a strange maneuver.
Yeah.
But I mean, same with the Russia thing. Like, if the person wins, the person wins. You can label it however the hell you want.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds, the home run record. Like, you put an asterisk next to it, it's still the record, right? If someone hits 2 less than that record, but they beat the old record, does someone say, this is the new record, it's never been done before, the new gold standard, 68, or whatever the number is. And it's like, someone hit 70. Yeah. It's like, come on, we know.
They need to like measure the thickness of their neck and then divide by the centimeters extra.
You're starting to split hairs. You become whatever.
Yeah, it's no longer human capability. It's human capability with enhancements, which is where I think we're going. In the future, people will be assisted by other things.
augmentations.
Yeah, and then the Olympic athlete will be the basic human form without all the
Robot.
upgrades.
Robot.
Yeah, robotic AI, electronic Olympics. That would be kind
Wow.
of impressive to watch,
Don't
actually.
don't like robots.
You don't like the drones, the 1,200 drones? And did you watch the opening ceremony?
No, what do they do?
They were skiing down a mountain, and they had the drones do like a person skiing like above them. So they're flying down the mountain as a like a logo, and then
As a
they change.
person?
Yeah. So I mean that's kind of impressive considering that we're probably less than a decade away from them doing anything you want.
I thought we were less than a decade away from like moving into space and like doing all sorts of crazy stuff and like having floating cars that go down the street like a Blade Runner or like the Flintstones. Or excuse me, the Jetsons, Jesus. Oops. I think whether it's capitalism or favoritism or nihilism or just the economy in general, I think a lot of times progress is stopped. It's like this rubber band effect where we're like, whoa, we're making so much progress, but then it has to be checked by the FDA, then which one's cheaper, then which one's this, et cetera, et cetera. I just feel like we're so far away because, like, the microwave. There's a comedian who does a whole bit on this. If you invented the microwave today, we didn't have one before, we'd be like, it cooks shit and it gets hot in the middle, and sometimes the other parts are cold. So it's like, this isn't a finished product.
Yeah.
But it's been around for like 70 years. I said 70. I have no clue. 40? 30?
I think in like the 80s is when it came out.
I thought it was like 70s, but maybe I'm way off. Or 60s even.
Or I have to look this up now.
Yeah, microwave. But like the comedian's like, yep, you can't put metal in there. It'll blow up. Yep, you got to center it on the plate. Even when you center it, it's going to get hot here, cold here. 60s.
Wow, 1946. So you're right with 70 years. More than 70 years. They didn't call it a microwave, they called it a rate of range. Like radiation, maybe?
Oh, that's a terrible idea. But I mean, but the point being that it's like, wow, the future's here. This is crazy. But sometimes it's stilted or it halts suddenly for no reason.
I find
Much
that
like progress.
I find that kind of interesting that you mentioned that because like my field is electronics, all sorts of electrical stuff. And and software as well. But most of the like innovations, they were either already made in like the 70s, already like patented in the 70s, and like things that you build on now are just like building blocks of those initial patents.
Right, because it's tied to a brand. A brand can't release a new Bluetooth technology that's already out because it would make all their other objects obsolete.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking like the basic understanding of like how things work. Like people already take those and then mash them up and make their own.
Version of it.
It's not even a version. It's like they extrapolate what it's going to be and they make patents on it before you even get there. So these people like generate patents before you can have technology.
But how does that slow it down? I know what you're saying. Like people already have patents on everything that's going to happen in 10 years because they can see the writing on the wall.
It degrades your hope and ability to make it your own. So like if that wasn't
That's
out
hard.
there now and then people couldn't have a patent on it or didn't have a patent on it, then I'd probably be trying to do it myself, but people would be reaping profits on whatever I could make. Unless
So
the
you say
patent expires.
patents are destroying America?
They might be, actually, but that's another discussion.
Interesting. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I will.
we
bring us
diverged
round
there.
out on the Olympics a little bit.
Yeah.
Bring us back.
I'll go to the cost of the Olympics.
Per this year or every year or average?
I have two that I was surprised by, like Sochi and Beijing.
Sure. Let's hear.
40 or $50 billion spent.
I guess that's on everything.
Infrastructure mostly. So they say like actually holding the event is probably about $1 billion, $1.5 billion, and the Olympic Committee will pay about $1 billion to the host country for doing all the like the organization and having the athletes there and all that stuff. But like all the infrastructure, everything that's built in that country, that's all part of what that country pays. So they have to figure via their taxpayers, whatever revenue streams, how they're going to pay for, the dorms they stay in, any changes they make, any transportation, all that stuff.
Which place, or is it all of them, where they're not even built-up towns that are going to have these, like the Russia one?
Like the Sochi one, yeah, that was, like, you saw a lot of, like, they kept talking about stray dogs.
Wolves?
Yeah, they kept having wolves attack their athletes or something. And then they'd cut to, like, the unfinished buildings that were, like, supposed to be, like, palatial, but they were, like, I guess they didn't get funding in time to finish them.
Right.
I remember seeing shots of that, because I guess America wanted to crap on the Russians. But
Right.
I guess that's where their $40 billion went, is they put it into these, like, little, like, villas on the side of the mountain, and they never got used.
So how much does a country make from an Olympics? Is it all TV money? Because that can't be that much.
I don't think they make any money. I think they put it all into the infrastructure, and then it sits from the infrastructure.
So you lose money every time you have an Olympics?
Pretty much. Which brings me to my next point. So there's only one host city that was selected for the Olympics to turn it down.
That's awesome. Who was it? Germany?
No, it was in the United States.
Really?
Or
City?
I think it was 1972.
Who was
It
it?
was Denver.
Smart move, Denver.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Come on.
Yeah, they won the bid,
Shove it, the Olympics.
and the taxpayers voted to say that the taxpayers weren't going to foot the bill for any increase in cost, which the projected cost was like something around like $30 million.
Right.
And
Inflation.
yeah, and at the time that the vote was passed, they spent $1 million on nothing. They were like forming committees and stuff before that. They even spent like 3% of the budget.
And they were like, we better stop now.
Yeah, we're gonna lose this one.
Good on them. I can tell you the Olympics is boring. It is awful. It's the worst thing on TV, folks. But do you know how the Olympics is fun? Sexually.
Oh yeah.
You know where I'm going?
To the Olympics.
1988 in Seoul. It's well known the Olympics are a bleep this out later. Bleep fest. Yes,
Yeah.
there you go. As a joke in '88, Seoul had all these condoms given to the athletes, except that they were put on the roofs of their houses, like their little villas, their little whatever they were staying in.
They were put on the roof.
Yes. So people started having wild sex on the roof.
Oh, nice.
Which is almost like what they thought would happen. That year they banned outside sex at any Olympic event. It's now illegal.
Outside sex? You mean sex with people that are not athletes?
No. A ban with sex with people outside in the open.
Outdoors.
It's frowned on them. Yeah, sorry, outside. Outdoors.
Public spaces.
Public spaces. It's
I thought they're
on.
defining who you could have sex with. Olympic
No,
athletes only. We're
outsiders.
looking for the purebreds.
So, did you see this number?
No, what's that?
The number of condoms given out for this Olympics.
It's got to be in the billions.
No, it's just for the athletes.
Oh, just for the athletes.
Just the athletes.
How many athletes are there?
I'm gonna do my math backwards. How many athletes? Yeah, figure it out.
Where are they? Korea.
Ping.
Well, the winter is smaller than the summer.
Right.
It doesn't have a good number. I would say an estimate was probably around 3,000 maybe.
Good number.
That's a good enough number.
They gave out 110,000 condoms.
So even if I
Hold on.
overestimate,
Do you know they did the math? This equates to 37 condoms per athlete.
so yeah. So wait,
I almost tried to do the math for you, but I was like, I can't.
I'm trying to do the math and I'm failing. So I think there's actually more like. No, I think I was on point.
Were you?
Yeah, 110,000.
Yeah.
Divided by 37 per.
Guess what?
Yeah, 2,972.
Oh, you didn't share this information. Were you looking at it and you decided not to share it?
I was waiting for your official. I actually didn't search it. I was ready to click on a link and I just avoided clicking on
Anyway,
it.
yeah. So apparently they're handing out like all these condoms, and all these athletes are going on Tinder, from what I hear, to try and get their bang on. But like Tinder's very location based. So it's like your neighbor's an Olympian, your neighbor's an Olympian, like, and you're trying to. Weird. It's like a celebrity bang fest a little bit, but not celebrity, like Olympic athlete celebrity.
Well, you got to think that most of the people are probably like 17, 18, 19. So it's like a college, like, orientation.
And wait, they're probably all in pretty good shape, right?
Oh, man. The prime.
Oh, yeah.
They're in their prime.
The prime. They're going for it.
I just call it the prime from now on. Like, athlete on athlete action is the prime.
They have direct quote from Ryan Lochte here.
Oh.
He had a girlfriend his last Olympics, and he really was ashamed of it because now that he's single, I'll tell you the truth, 70 to 75% of all them athletes, they be having sex. So thank you, Ryan Lochte. Words of wisdom. And now he plans on it.
You know, there's so much tension built up over the course of training.
Shoulders.
Yeah. Someone's going to loosen that out. Ooh.
So I do want to make a shout out to the Olympics.
Shout out to never being an Olympic athlete.
Ever.
It's fantastic. We could actually go to college and just do that normally.
True.
Potentially.
We could have. In a different life.
To the chances we had. Whew. So let's go to the cost for like each one of these athletes. What do you think it costs for them to train and to become the best?
$1 million every 2 years. So $500,000 a year.
Like them personally?
Yeah, I don't know.
No. So it's lower than that. Like most of these people have like side jobs. Like the one guy is like a plumber just to make ends meet.
They don't have a side job.
Some of like if you have recognition, if you're marketable, then maybe you make money as like an icon, but most people don't. So like for figure skaters, they estimated that you spend $50,000 to $75,000 a year just to be competitive.
Be competitive.
Yeah.
I was thinking differently. Like, what's his name? Phelps. Feeding him and housing him and training him probably costs $500,000 a year.
Kind of sounds like a farm animal when you put it that way.
I don't know. But
like once he's won gold, it doesn't matter. I think if you that's another thing I don't like about the Olympics is that there's like 1,000 different varieties of the same sport, like swimming
500 meters, swimming relay, swimming 1,000 feet. Yeah, it's stupid.
You shouldn't have that many golds. It should just become normalized. Like you've won 70% of gold. Like
that's also awful. Can they give you a medal at like 70% gold?
It's like it changes. They give you one medal, but every time you lose a little bit of that gold.
A little bit of gold.
And it comes back. It's like the Boy Scouts. You get a little bit of badge, you get an extra badge. And his ribbon says that he's won 76% gold. My God.
You made her sound like a nagging mother, but 76% gold in the Olympics is pretty good.
Yeah. You know how much the gold medals are actually worth? Like physically, if you
just
sell weight of gold, about $500.
Oh, I was gonna guess 3,000.
They're not pure gold. And you can buy them on eBay.
For how much?
$30 imitation. They look pretty good.
I kind of want to get a couple now.
Yeah, my uncle always used to say he won gold because he had a fake one, and his children always looked up to him, up until the time when they realized that he was.
You can buy them on eBay for $30 bucks.
Yeah. How you huh?
Good.
How you feeling about the sports? What do you like? Let me say winter sports. Where I had a tab open here. I lost it though.
You talking about the hockey thing?
Oh, the NHL. You want to talk about that one?
Yeah, not really.
It's disappointing that the NHL can't see past money to just
Well,
let their
hold on
athletes
now. Hold on. No,
play?
no, no. I'm going to actually side with the NHL.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if I paid a guy $4 million a year to be a defenseman for the Vegas Knights, and he says, my country, Austria, we got a good team this year. I'm going to play for them for 2.5 weeks. And I'm like, okay. And he buys his way out, so I don't pay for it. That's great. And then he goes out there and busts his ass more than he busts for my team because it's patriotism in his country. He's blocking shots. He breaks 3 teeth here. He's busting his ass. He comes over. Oh, he twisted his ankle. He's out 6 weeks with my team. Oh, thanks, dude. Congratulations, Austria. Did you guys win gold? No, we won bronze, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you signed a contract with the NHL. If you wanted to be a goddamn Olympic athlete, go do Olympics. Don't accept my money and then accept Olympic accolades only because they line up. Like, if they didn't line up and it was your off season, go ahead. Go crazy. Now, what happened some years, the years that it did happen, did it line up almost with, it's called the Olympic break, I guess, when the NHL used to do it?
Well, the NHL did it for several years.
Right. What was it called? The Olympic break?
Yeah, they'd break for 2 weeks so that people can just
2.5 weeks, something
do
like
whatever.
that.
I think it would mess with the flow of the season. Plus, you'd get people that would get injured in the Olympics, and then it would just disrupt things.
Right.
And if a player were to do that now, where they said, I'm not going to play in the NHL, I'm just going to forfeit my money and play in the Olympics.
Well, if they forfeit their money, I mean.
But they're like they have to be a star on their team, right? To be Olympic.
Yeah, not necessarily. To be in Canada or U.S., yeah.
Yeah. So like if the star of one of the stars of the Flyers were to play in the Olympics, then it would like really hurt the Flyers. They'd be missing probably like their top line.
Right. A lot of teams would be missing like 3 to 5 players that are good players.
So like I don't know. Like there's got to be a middle ground there where you can like they have what in football they say like you have like a franchise player. Maybe you have like an Olympic player. You designate one guy. It doesn't have to be a certain guy. You just say one guy from every team can go play for the Olympics.
But would he have to be a certain nationality? Obviously.
That's a problem. Yeah, that's tricky.
Well, then you run into problems. What if you pick an Austrian guy because there's like no one else that's good as Austrian, and like he doesn't make the Austrian team, but you already designated him. You're like, damn it.
I don't even know that you could plan for that. Like I guess that would be the fun part of it. Is you'd like who wants to screw over?
Wait, and then you have to pick Team Canada, and then on that guess, pick who stays home or goes or whatever.
I don't know. I guess that's the hard part. That's the hard part because the NHL has to figure out. Like they're probably going to send a majority of Canadians, Americans, and then if they lose any of those guys, then the whole team is probably screwed. So you're really weighing one person's gold versus like 20 other people's.
Well, you're also saying you're taking it aside and saying, I know this is the NHL season. This is your job. You want to go home and represent your country because that's what you care for. You're saying, oh, the Olympics is more important, and it only comes around once every 4 years. This is just the NHL. It's every year.
Yeah.
You're making yourself less important, too.
Yeah, and the Olympic Committee said that they weren't going to support the financial element of supporting the NHL. So, like, the NHL required that they pay this certain amount of money, and the Olympic Committee said that we don't do that for other athletes. Why do we do that? Why would we do that for you?
So now that's why the NHL, another reason.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm on the NHL side, and I don't like the NHL. I think it's a stupid organization. I think it's a stupid sport, but
I don't like, ever since they instituted the cap has really been, like, dissolving teams' personality. I feel like every team's kind of almost the same now.
I don't think it's that. I'm trying to think of what.
It's that we had an amazing team. When they started to institute the cap, we had a team that had like
personalities are not in the NHL anymore.
I guess that too is really like most of the people are generic.
All of them are.
You don't have like a Jeremy Roenick.
No, you don't have any of them.
No.
You got like the PK Subbans who are fun and crazy, and everybody's either divided on them. And you've got like a few Others, maybe.
Don't even name their names because they don't like them. I know what you think about. So let's go back to the sports, the Olympic sports. So like the winter ones, I can name them because they're very short. There's like 16 of them. There's alpine skiing, biathlon, bobsleigh, cross country, curling, figure skating, freestyle skiing, ice hockey, luge, Nordic combined, short track speed skating, skeleton, ski jumping, snowboarding, and speed skating. So
we like it, folks. We like it a lot. We're turning off. Hey, have a good one.
Yeah, so, yeah, I don't like lists, and I'm sorry that I just read those off, because half of those are bullshit. It's like some of them...
What's skull? What
skeleton? That's like part of
what
the
hell
luge.
is that?
That's where you do luge, but you do it front-facing.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, I like watching...
I respect the idea of it. I just don't know that you could do that for 4 years to train, and then you do it, and it's like... I don't know.
I like that you picked that one out, because I was actually curious about the rules. And the rules are that you have to be a minimum weight, because weight matters a lot if you're starting at the top of a hill. And I think that most of the gold medalists are people that are like taller and heavier than most people. So there's like a certain like profile. It happens for every sport that they're
right.
Like,
weight and height profile.
If you're the shortest and heaviest, or if you're the shortest and lightest.
5'10", 300-pound basketball stars. I understand.
Mm-hmm. So like luge and skeleton is the same way. If you are heavier, you have more potential to have more speed. You just have to control it. So like the skills there where you have to control it, but like I would. Do you know what the cutoff is? It's like 196 pounds or something for luge.
Mm-hmm.
So that means like most of the people that I know are not 196 pounds. Like the average person is probably not 196.
Oh shit! You just made me depressed as hell.
What? How much do you weigh?
I think I'm usually between 180 and 190.
Exactly. You wouldn't make it.
I've been getting fat for the past 3 months. I looked at myself today in the webcam. I looked real fat. I'm over 196. Yeah. I guarantee it. I'm probably creeping too.
It's the 720p. You need 180. You shouldn't listen to what I suggested. But like, there's a certain physical element to it that is just your body type, which is not what I would want from a sport. It's interesting to watch.
Right. I agree with that.
But it doesn't apply to real life. Like when is there ever a time where you're like, oh, I need to jump on this sled and go faster than everything else? Like,
well, none of them are then. What is hockey then? I mean, your favorite sport. It's like, when would I have to? Oh my God, blades are on my feet and I'm on ice. I have to get across the con. Oh my God, but I've got a stick and I have to move this vulcanized rubber right across the ice.
The team sports, I would say, are different than the solo ones.
Fair. I love team sports more than solos.
Yeah, like the biathlon makes sense because you're like skiing and shooting. Like if you're trying to hunt something, maybe you're skiing and shooting in some country.
It's exactly
I don't know.
50 kilometers to the left. We have to go and hit bullseye.
You're killing a squirrel.
Yeah. It's a tiny bullseye. You have to hit it. Well, I think we should wrap it up because
you're playing a drink there. Are you trying to dilute it? Is that just root beer now?
I brought down some rum.
Oh, you saved some.
Literally.
Don't show the bottle.
No one can tell what that was.
I'm sure that's illegal or something. I was going to go through the summer sports, but there's twice as many. And there's still hockey. There's still hockey in summer for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Real quick, so I was looking at our YouTube channel.
No.
This is what I'm saying. And Ted Stoppable 17. I think he wanted Unstoppable, but it was taken. But he's Ted. Good call, buddy.
Yeah, but he's stoppable.
He wrote, "Where do you guys get your shirts?" Damn, he's noticing, huh?
Henley?
He's talking about me.
The Henley?
He's talking about me, but maybe he's talking about both of us, so we'll both answer.
You a stag?
Ted Stoppable 17 The store. Dan, you're up.
I just zoned out. What did you say? Where
I
do I
mine
get
from
mine?
the store. Where do you get yours from?
Oh, online.
Cool. See?
Yep.
Hey, Pet Stoppable, thanks for writing in. Anyone else you want to write in? You want to email us? You want to write
Trying
on
to
our
figure out.
YouTube? You want to donate to our Patreon?
What's the? Can you read that? I can't read it.
Something. Old Navy.
Oh
Wow.
wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking about breaking name brands, dude.
Yeah. Old Navy. We're gonna have to charge you money for this shirt. You're gonna have to
For
pay
this
me to wear it.
episode.
Yep.
So yeah, if you guys like the thing, just subscribe, whatever. Unless you're Dildan.
In which case.
he got a new job.
Oh,
Really?
congratulations.
Sorry, he tried to get a new job. Read that wrong. He didn't get it.
Uncongratulations.
He needed a suit, executive suit. Like, hey, let's get a suit, shirt. He doesn't have one.
Uh-huh.
Borrowed one from a friend of his.
Didn't fit.
Sure. Fit real well. He thought that's odd. He even read the tag to me. It was called the Executive My Business.
Business.
Whatever, I
with a
ignored
Z.
it.
B-I-Z.
There was these. My business is one word, and I thought that was weird. And he said there was no size. I said, go for it, dude. Get the job. He was applying for data entry and
Secretary.
sweating. No, he was sweating. Dripping down his back. Down here to the butt.
Mm-hmm.
When it did, he did one of these. Turns out he was wearing a stripper executive outfit, and it ripped away.
Oh, no.
Right there on the interview, dude. Just like, pants, whoosh. And he felt the sweat coming. And then it occurred to him that, well, my buddy might be a nighttime male stripper. Why did I borrow executive my business?
Get up in my business.
The package looks real big right here. So anyway,
made of silk or something?
I guess, dude. Listen, all I know is he did not get a tip. He did not get the job. So shout out Dildan. Try again another day. And if you need a stripper outfit that makes you look like you're business savvy before you strip, the executive my business. Go for it.
Sometimes I wonder. I see women at my work wear things that look like maybe blankets or things that are not. I don't know if they're business etiquette because it's different. So like if I could wear anything that I wanted, would they fire me or would I be excluded? Would I be allowed? Yeah.
You want to wear a dress?
I want to wear silk. I want to be draped in silk. If I was draped in silk and came in and just like swished and like constantly did this, would they?
Like hockey pants?
Yeah.
Silk?
Would they say, Dan, we're gonna have a meeting, and then I'd be like, oh. And I just rip it off. Is this the type of meeting you were looking for, guys?
MEAT, meeting boys.
Yeah. Are you ready to get meated? God bless. We love America.
You. Well, folks, I think we like you.
We kind of like you a lot.
This guy's gonna like you a lot. Too much.
We got all the medals you could ever want.
METALS. Alkaline medals.
Yep.
Well, tell them about all our socials. You can read them.
Yeah.
We
have some, but you're gonna have to find them.
Go to all of them.
They're very difficult to find as long as you don't know our name.
Follow your heart.
We're the unpanderers, and we're everywhere
and
you want to be.
Meep, boop, meep, boop.
Good night, folks.